Welcome to my studio. I'm Tim Packer. Today, I'm really excited about this. I'm going to be playing around with painting knives for the very first time and trying to complete a major piece exclusively with knives. Now I've got this huge selection of knives that I've never used before, and they've been sitting in my drawer kind of waiting for me to have time to do it. So today's the day. So if you want to see how that works out, stick around. For a while now, when I finish a painting, I often look down at my palette and I see some really neat stuff going on there with the way the paint is mixed together. When I've just used a palette knife to mix the paint on my palette and then paint with a brush. And I've been thinking for a while now, I'd really like to try and see what it would be like if I could get that same kind of look that happens on my palette into my paintings. And that's actually been niggling at the back of my mind for quite a while. So I went out a number of years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, and bought this whole set of painting knives with the idea that when I have the chance and the opportunity to kind of play around, that I would spend some time playing with the big texture. And I've occasionally used a little bit of knife painting, but just with this little one here in the odd painting in different spots for the foliage. But what I really want to do is play around with, the whole different kind of gamut of these types of knives, different shapes, different sizes, and try and complete a whole painting mostly with paint knives, and if not all of it, at least the major part of it. So that's what I'm going to do today. So that brings up, like, just when you decide to do that, the first question is, okay, well, what am I going to paint and what size am I going to paint? So I decided to do a fairly simple fall scene. And this type of composition, I would typically do 24 by 24 or even smaller. And the reason I wanted to do a simple composition is I'm not very adept at using a knife to paint. I'm good at using it to mix colors. So I want to give myself lots of room. And I also, I'm going to be using knives as big as this. So I don't want to be using just the teeny little tip of it. I want to be able to use the whole knife to put color down. So the bigger canvas that I choose to work on and the more simple the composition, I think the easier that will be for me to kind of play around within there and still hopefully be competent enough that it can turn out to a half-decent painting. And then the other thing, because I'm working on a very big painting, I've got probably about 1.5 pounds of paint squeezed out on here. So this is definitely the most paint I've ever squeezed out to start a painting, probably by about 5 or 6 times as much. So that's the downside of this, is it's kind of a big risk, right? It's a fairly expensive canvas. It's a 4 foot by 4 foot canvas. There's probably about $120 worth of paint on there, and that's probably just going to be my first day's painting. So if this painting doesn't work out, then I think the canvas is a couple $100. It'll probably be $200 or $300 worth of paint, so it's like a $500 investment, which you may not want to do when you first jump in to this. But for me, a couple things. Like I'm very, very confident and competent in the subject matter, and also the style in which I paint, which I think is going to kind of lend itself well to painting with the knives, because the way that I paint anyways is almost like in a mosaic type fashion, where I put a stroke of color down and I just leave it. So the only thing I'm really going to have to be paying a lot of attention to is using the different tools and the different types of marks they make. But the process of the painting is probably going to go fairly similar. We'll see. Again, I have no idea. And so that's why I love challenging myself like this every once in a while. It feels like I used to feel on Christmas morning when I would get a new set of paints or new brushes or a different type of paint or a different type of medium to work on. Maybe I get some canvases or whatever and I'd never done it before, and I'd just be so excited to get in there and start playing around. And I have that kind of feeling again. Like I say, I've had these knives in my drawer for about 3 years. And so I just finally decided that, you know what, this is the time to try it. So we'll see how it works out. I'm really hoping that it turns out well, because if it does, this is something I'd like to get really good at, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of the similar subject matter in the same way for a while, and that still really, really turns my crank. So it's not like I'm tired of doing that, but I would like to, if I enjoy this, so if I enjoy the process and I enjoy the finished product and other people like the finished product, it would be nice to add a different element in there, just for me to kind of mix it up a little bit to make it more interesting. But then it's also a good business move, because if this creates a whole different type of look that's still recognizably mine, but it's different than my other work, then that is really good from a business sense, because then clients who already have maybe one or several of my pieces in my style that I've been painted with the brushes, then they may say, oh, I want to get one of these really thick impasto ones done with the knives. So that's kind of the hope. We'll see. This, I'm not going to make any firm decisions just based on how this one goes, because first time is a good chance. What might happen is the overall painting might not be kind of up to snuff, but there might be elements in it that work really good that I can say, okay, that's what I want to take forward. But I'm willing to risk a 4x4 canvas and a few $100s of paint to try it out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back here. I'm going to paint a little bit. And then once I've got some paint actually on the canvas and I played around with these knives, I'll come back and just kind of let you know how it's going so far. Okay, so I've been painting for probably maybe half an hour. And I'm going to zoom in here in a minute to show you this close up. But what I figured out already for me, what works kind of at this stage, is I'm using this flat-ended knife, and I'm just putting strokes on like this, which is very similar to the way that I put strokes on with the brush. Again, the only difference being that I'm putting it on with a knife and they're much thicker and much less control, but that's kind of the thing that I really want to get, is that kind of looseness and that thick texture of the paint. So I think I'm going to continue along, and I'm probably going to try and resolve kind of the foliage area, at least down here, and kind of work on getting the color palette to work. I'll just show you the photo that I'm working from so you have some idea. So yeah, so there's going to be a lot of reds in this, and I find the easiest way for me to do this is plot out kind of the greens and the kind of orangey greens and some of where the purples are going to go first, and then I can get in here and paint in a lot of the reds. I'm going to have a lot of variety in the reds. And the other thing I have to be just concerned of is where is it that I'm okay with the foliage going in front of the branches, and then which of these trees are like totally in the forefront or only have a few of the leaves going in front of them. Then I have to paint around those trees. So that's how it's going so far. I'm actually, knock on wood, reasonably happy with how this is going, and I'm still excited. So we'll come back in a little while. So I've got a fair bit more done on this, and it's actually going along fairly quickly, and yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with it. Now I've been using just these two knives so far, using the bigger one to block in the initial shapes and the smaller one to get in the gaps between. I'll go to a close-up now so you can actually see this area in here, but I'm actually quite happy with how it's turning out. And yeah, I just need to get back in there and spend a bunch more hours working away on this. Well, welcome back. I've got a fair bit more done on this piece. So this is actually my second day. So up until before this, I worked for about maybe 3.5 hours on the first day. And then we were actually away for a family ski vacation for 3 days. So this is the first day getting back since there, and I've been working probably for about 2.5 hours. So as you can see, I'm actually covering the canvas pretty quickly, because this is about maybe 6 hours, 7 hours of painting total. And I'm actually really happy with how it's going. And you can see in here, I've actually resolved a little bit of the sky area behind too. And I've almost got all of the foliage done up here. I still have to work away on it. But I thought this was a really good time probably to bring the first episode to an end. This is gonna be at least a two-parter because there's an awful lot of stuff that I wanna talk about here. So a couple things I'm excited about or happy with. So I left on Friday afternoon to go away, and I had a ton of paint squeezed out, and I also had impasto medium mixed in with it. Now I put that in one of the Stay Wet palettes, and I just didn't know whether or not that paint would still be workable come Monday, 3 days later, and it actually was fine. It actually thickened up a little bit, but I actually liked that. So that was good. So I know that even with the impasto medium in it, the paint will last 3 or 4 days if I seal it up. The other thing that I realized on Thursday when I was painting is that by having a huge amount of paint squeezed out on the palette like I do here, there's not an awful lot of room for mixing specific colors and for keeping the colors fairly clean and pure. So what I decided to do today, and it's worked out pretty well, is I started a second palette, and in particular with the bright intense yellows and the whites, I squeezed out some more of them, and then I'm using this area of the palette to actually mix colors that I'm taking from the palette that has all the paint on it. And that's actually working out well and allowing me to kind of keep these colors a little cleaner. And I've just been, basically when I run out of a color, I've just been squeezing more and putting it on there. So I don't think I'm gonna end up having to like start a brand new palette. I'll just keep squeezing colors out as I run out. But so far, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. And I'm gonna end it here, and then the next video will take it from here. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you stick around to see the next video. If you have any comments or questions, I welcome them. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And as always, I thank you for your time. I'm Tim Packer.